China and Russia are joining hands, launching one of the world's largest joint military drills. This comes at a time when tensions between the United States and Russia have increased to heights unseen since the Cold War. Beijing and Washington are locked into a fierce trade war. Here's a report.
Missiles launch, destroyers slice through the sea, and fighter jets scream across the sky. This isn't war, not yet. But it's what war would look like if China and Russia fought side by side. And now they're practicing exactly that. Over thousands of troops, dozens of warships, submarines and aircraft from both countries gathered for massive joint military drills in the Sea of Japan, a region bristling with geopolitical tension. The drills include live fire exercises, anti-submarine operations, air defense, and simulated amphibious landings. Warships prowled the waves, while jets executed low-altitude formation strikes. Beijing and Moscow say the drills are part of the annual cooperation plan between the two militaries.
Both sides will conduct their 6th joint naval patrol in relevant waters of the Pacific. This is part of the annual cooperation plan between the Chinese and Russian militaries. It is not directed against third parties and is unrelated to the current international or regional situation.
But the optics are obvious. The timing not accidental. These war games come as the U.S. deepens alliances in the Pacific, bolstering Japan, South Korea, the Philippines and Australia in what Beijing sees as a tightening net. Moscow, on the other hand, is locked in a grinding confrontation with NATO over Ukraine. China and Russia, sensing the strategic encirclement, are making their move loudly. The No Limits partnership between China and Russia, announced just before the Ukraine war, only keeps expanding. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Alright, Shalom. I'd like to start up with saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harikakwadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Heroin as well. Salutations to the argument of the pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, I'm Khalaf Shalom by Yahshua, all up on the lines of the Yahshua camp. And this is another quick Lines Then News and Prophecy, Lord willing, lesson to edify and serve his purpose. For the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. Just like I was saying in my last video I showed you the my last lesson, I showed you that video clip going into how Donald Trump is sending nuclear submarines off the coast of Russia, and Russia was getting their hypersonic missiles together to be able to retaliate just in case something went down. So tensions are rising between the United States and in Russia, and also China's getting involved too, because the same encirclement that NATO was trying to do by trying to annex Ukraine or get Ukraine to be a part of NATO or introducing Ukraine to NATO was encamping and circling around Russia. So they didn't have any other choice but to go to war. And this same encirclement is what America's trying to do to China by building up alliance, tightening up their alliance with South Korea, Japan, Philippines, and Australia. Right. So what is Russia and China doing? They're sticking together. They're strengthening their alliance to be able to combat anything that NATO and the United States are trying to develop. All right, so you know how we do. Let's go ahead and get it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, because they are faithful and true. All right. And we all know that the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai's word will not return unto him void. All right. So now, with that being said, what prophecy are we talking about? We're talking about the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is, United States of America, biblically speaking. And you know, uh, and we're witnessing, the Lord muster up the host of the battle to make that happen. And because this is the place where we're being held captive, and the Lord's going to set us free. He already liberated us spiritually and mentally through giving us His word, but now He's going to break that physical yoke, which is His system, off the necks of His people and put them in their own land and be up under Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So, but what happens? What has to happen? This place has to go. You cannot have two kingdoms erected on the earth. You can't have a righteous kingdom and a wicked kingdom residing together at the same time. You're gonna have to get rid of the wicked kingdom, that's what the Lord's coming down here to do. All right. This is Jeremiah 50:9. It says, "For lo, no, start at verse 8. It says, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he goats before the flocks." Right. We're supposed to remove ourselves spiritually. That's not talking about physically. We're supposed to pack our stuff up and leave because you can't hide from the judgment of the Lord. You know. So what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to get our mind out of this place, because if your mind is stuck in this place is going to be destroyed, and you're going to be destroyed right along with it. It says, "For lo, I will cause them to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations." Where the main nation is Russia. It says, "From the north country," there you go, that's an indicator of who it's going to be, "and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain." So every missile that's being shot off, those arrows are talking about missiles. All right, so every missile that's going to be shot off, right? Every missile that's going to be shot off is going to hit their mark. And what does it say in Revelation? It says like 200 million missiles are going to hit this place. All right, it says, "And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord." All right. So, this place has spoiled many nations. So now it's time for the predator to become the prey, and we're witnessing that happen. You know. But understanding you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. So this is the highest the tensions have been between Russia and the United States since the Cold War. But the Cold War technically really never ended. It's just been disguised as other things. You know, so now it's not going to be under disguise anymore. It's going to be just like, so you had all the proxy wars that's going on, but now it's going to start. Now what you're witnessing happen is things being escalated into a direct conflict between the United States and Russia. And according to Ezekiel 38, Russia's going to have a company of assembly of nations um, with them when they come at this place. It's all being put together by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. It says Jeremiah 50:9 again, it says, "For lo, I will rise up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." They're all going to hit their mark. "And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyer of my inheritance, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and the billows of as bulls." Right. So you ate good off the blood, sweat, and tears that what I'm saying, that you get that we put into this place to build this place, that you had us under captivity. So the Lord's going to return that upon your own head. See that? They were glad to destroy it. Who's his heritage? His heritage is Israel. All right. It says, "Your mother shall be sore confounded." Right. All right. she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness and a dry land and a desert. All right, who's the mother of Britain? They was trying to escape. America was created to build to break from Britain rulership. But what did it happen? Britain still is like the European Union is still like the financiers of the operation of America. What is it, Evelyn Rothschild, I think it was, that said, "Give me control of our nation's money. I care not what they do with their laws." So America doesn't even own their own currency. It's owned by the Federal Reserve, which is owned by the international banking system of Europe. See, so so but just like how it says in Revelations, these shall turn and hate the whore. America's gonna be so messy and bring so much drama on the scene that Britain and the EU and NATO is not gonna want to have nothing to do with them. It said these 10 horns shall turn and hate the herd, and whore shall burn up with fire. So everybody's gonna be against this place, and we're witnessing it being strategically put together by Yahweh by Shem Shai as we speak. Verse 13 it says, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her all and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all you that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. See that? So because of all the wickedness and the atrocities that's been done here in America, um, the Lord has a judgment for this place, man. And the judgment is going to be those ICBM missiles, man. All right, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Lord willing, this lesson to edify and to serve His purpose for the hope of the elect, the ones that truly believe in the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. With that, I like Sekar Halayim, La Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harikak Wadash, Ma'amach. Double honors to the old apostles, great millstone, my elder hair one as well. Salutation to the ark and the pushing the truth to sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.